This man, called America's pastor, is being remembered by those who lived his message and the people who appreciate the historic impact he made on our city.
Billy Graham is recognized as the evangelical Christian who preached all over the world. His family says he passed away at his home this morning.
This is video of a hearse carrying his body from his home in North Carolina, just outside Asheville. Graham was 99 years old.
Christianity is not a white man's religion, and don't let anybody ever tell you that it's white or black. Christ belongs to all people.
That was Graham speaking in South Africa on March 25th, 1973. Right now we go to News Channel 9's Hannah Lawrence live to tell us about one of Graham's most famous moments that happened right here in Chattanooga.
And Catherine, here in Warner Park is where Billy Graham led one of his most famous crusades in 1953. There was a building here called the Chattanooga Auditorium, and it was there that Graham made a stand that would impact the nation. His name is iconic.
An era has ended with the death of Billy Graham.
Billy Graham lived to be 99 years old.
He was our least disappointing, iconic figure.
He maintained a clean life, faithful to his wife. No scandal ever touched him.
These pictures from the Association of Religion Data Archive show Billy Graham speaking here in Chattanooga in 1953. The event became the first integrated crusade. Graham asked an usher to remove the rope separating the black and white sections of the audience. When he refused, Graham did it himself.
That was in the beginning of his ministry, when people were just getting to know who is Billy Graham.
In Cleveland, Mayor Tom Rowland spoke to the Reverend on several occasions.
I'm so proud. I have a handwritten note that he sent me.
Today, his city honored Graham on the Lee University street that bears his name.
We thank you for the life that he lived.
He lived on this campus. At that time, it was Bob Jones University before it was Lee.
Tonight, Graham's message of equality lives on through preachers like Kevin Adams.
If we are going to worship together in heaven, we better get used to it down here on earth.
He says we have a long way to go in desegregating the church, but Graham did his part.
At the end of the day, I think that's what we all look forward to hear. God say, well done, thy good and faithful servant, and I truly believe he's hearing that today.
Graham dealt with a number of illnesses in his last years, including prostate cancer and symptoms of Parkinson's disease. Reporting live in Chattanooga, Hannah Lawrence, News Channel 9.
Hannah, thank you. That historic day in the 50s isn't the only time Billy Graham visited the scenic city. Graham spoke at the dedication for Baylor's Chapel in 1991. This is video from our archives of that day.
To see this beautiful chapel, I had no idea it would be this big or this beautiful. It's a fantastic chapel. And I'm sure that this is a great moment in the history of this school.
Our archives also recorded Graham mistakenly calling the Baylor school Macaulay.
Graham's son, Franklin, continues his legacy. He visited Chattanooga just last May to preach in Coolidge Park.
God loves you. If you don't remember anything else tonight, you remember that God loves each and every one.
Chattanooga was Franklin Graham's first stop on a countrywide tour. During that tour, he talked about the problems in America and urged the audience to repent and turn to Christ in times of need. More than 6,000 people came out to listen to Franklin that day.
Graham was the pastor for U.S. presidents for dozens of years. Linda Mines used to be a Hamilton County historian. She says Graham served as spiritual counsel for every president after Harry Truman until his health recently failed him.
You think of the wide diversity of political opinion that those presidents represent, and yet he was able to mentor each of them, and the bottom line was the answer to every question is love.
Graham was born on a farm in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is aerial video taken at the library named after him there. The library is modeled after a barn in his honor.
Many presidents are remembering Graham on social media this morning. Former President Barack Obama tweeted this, quote, "Billy Graham was a humble servant who prayed for so many and who, with wisdom and grace, gave hope and guidance to generations of Americans." President Donald Trump also took to Twitter to remember Graham. He tweeted, quote, "The great Billy Graham is dead. There was nobody like him. He will be missed by Christians and all religions, a very special man." Coming up at